Okay, so you know how sometimes you have these like really big breakthroughs, like really huge leaps forward, but they come with like a bit of a catch, something you didn't really see coming.
Right.
Well, that's kind of what we're looking at today. And picture this, okay? It's the year 2675. Humanity has finally figured out time travel.
Wow.
Right, it's a big one. But here's where things get like super interesting for you. This whole mastering time thing, it kind of accidentally ripped open this thing called the dimensional realm.
Okay.
And because of that, time itself, it started like going haywire, doing all sorts of unpredictable stuff.
So basically, messing with time kind of broke time.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's what we're going to dive deep into today. We've got all these fascinating excerpts, and they detail this like pivotal moment for humanity,
Yeah.
you know, focusing on those very first trips through this dimensional realm. So if you've ever wondered what happens when you don't just travel through space, but you start messing with time too, well, you're in the right place.
It sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Oh, it definitely has its chaotic moments. So our mission today is to kind of go on this journey with those first brave souls who step through that dimensional rift, you know, those pioneers.
All right.
We want to get a grip on what happened immediately after they ripped open this realm, how'd it mess with space and time, and we'll unpack those big discoveries they made in the first 3 galaxies they visited.
That's a tall order.
It is, but hey, that's what deep dives are for, right? Think of it like this. We're getting a front row seat to the very beginning of intergalactic travel, but with this whole added layer of timey-wimey craziness.
I like it. So where do we start?
Well, let's start with ambition, right? I mean, just the sheer audacity of what they were trying to do. It blows my mind.
It's true. The sources really highlight that they weren't content with just like a quick jaunt to the past or something.
No way.
This was about unlocking a fundamental aspect of reality, this dimensional realm, and understanding that, well, that's where Dr. Alistair Phoenix comes in.
Oh, yeah, he's a key player in all of this, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
His work really showed how deeply connected time and space actually are.
And he's the one who starts to realize that messing with that connection, well, it has consequences. You can't just tinker with time and expect everything to stay the same. So let's talk about this dimensional realm for a second. Like, what is it exactly?
Yeah, the sources call it the space between spaces, which is kind of hard to wrap your head around.
It's not exactly straightforward, right? Like, I'm picturing it less as flying from one planet to another. It's more like finding some hidden door.
Right.
And that door doesn't just lead to other places in the universe. It connects to different points in time as well. It's like this
Right.
bridge that makes intergalactic travel possible. But the catch is space travel is now tangled up with the very fabric of time.
It's like those two things are no longer separate.
Exactly. And to do any traveling at all, they had to navigate this thing called the rift.
That word rift in itself kind of tells you this isn't some stable, well-engineered gateway.
No, not at all.
Like, imagine trying to cross a giant chasm on a bridge that's falling apart. The destination might be amazing, but the journey, well, that's a whole other
A
story.
very risky story.
Yeah, for sure. And that risk is super important for understanding everything that happens next.
So we have Dr. Alistair Phoenix. He's the one leading this crazy mission. His goal is to kickstart intergalactic travel by visiting 3 different galaxies through this dimensional rift.
3. Wow.
Yeah, ambitious, right?
That's putting it mildly.
And he's not alone in this. We've got Captain Lila Anders.
Yes, she's like the voice of reason in all of this.
Exactly. She's not afraid to ask the tough questions. You know, like, is messing with time itself really a good idea? Which I think is something we should all be asking.
For sure. Her skepticism is definitely something worth paying attention to. I think it represents this constant tension we have, you know, that drive to explore and push boundaries versus recognizing the potential for things to go really wrong.
It's a balancing act for sure.
Yeah.
And I was struck by how she describes it. It's a hell of a gamble, she says.
And she's not wrong. It's not just about traveling huge distances. It's about playing with time itself.
Which is a terrifying thought when you really think about it. I mean, we're not just talking about venturing into the unknown. We're talking about potentially unraveling the very fabric of reality.
And with those stakes, the introduction of the temporal nexus and the rift gate becomes even more intense.
Oh, absolutely. The way they describe it, this colossal structure pulsating with strange iridescent light. It's like this physical embodiment of that ambition, you know?
Yeah, and the danger, too.
Of course. But also that audacious reach for something beyond our galaxy. Like, we've cracked time travel. Now let's see what else is out there.
And the imagery of the rift gate. It really captures that sense of power and unpredictability.
Oh, totally. They describe it as this swirling vortex of color and light, like a chaotic storm of time streams. It's not just a doorway.
Oh, like a chaotic abyss.
Right. And then you have that conversation between Alistair and Lila just before they go
Oh,
through.
yeah, that's a great contrast.
Yeah.
Alistair is almost like giddy with excitement.
Like a kid on Christmas morning.
Totally.
Yeah.
And Lila is deeply concerned about what might happen, which I think is a very understandable reaction.
Oh, absolutely. And then with this very ominous, here goes everything, they plunge into that swirling chaos.
I can't even imagine.
The trip through the rift, it's described as instantaneous, which really highlights how different this kind of travel is.
Right.
Like 1 minute they're near Earth, the next they're on the edge of a whole other galaxy.
That near-instant travel, it's crucial to understand that the dimensional rift,
Yes.
it basically bypasses all the limitations of normal space travel.
Yeah. Like it's a shortcut.
Exactly.
Correct.
But as they quickly find out, this shortcut comes with some major temporal complications.
Yeah, time is no longer on their side. So their first stop, the astral expanse. Can you imagine stars in colors you've never even seen, like violet, turquoise, gold? It's a completely alien night sky. And then these huge, floating, mechanized cities that seem to be alive. I mean, the sources really capture that sense of awe and wonder.
Yeah, that initial wonder.
Mm.
It's such a human response, right? When you
Yeah.
encounter something so beyond your experience.
Totally. But it's interesting how quickly that wonder turns into unease.
Oh, yeah. There's this growing feeling that the galaxy itself is watching them.
Like it's aware of them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that awareness is something they can't quite grasp yet.
And then things escalate quickly. Nova, the ship's AI, starts warning about temporal fluctuations and some unidentified energy field.
Oh,
Yeah. And what happens next is pretty intense.
things are about to get bumpy.
This massive energy wave slams into their ship, the Odyssey throwing them way off course. It's pure temporal mayhem. Time is stretching and twisting. There are these distorted images of the crew. It's a really vivid picture of just how powerful these temporal forces are.
It's like being caught in a riptide, but for time.
Exactly. And the aftermath of this chaotic encounter is just mind-blowing. They get flung a whole century into the future.
Entry.
Yeah, just like that.
That's insane.
I know. And remember those vibrant cities they were so amazed by?
The ones that seemed alive.
Yeah, now they're just abandoned ruins. It's such a brutal twist. Alistair even thinks to himself time should be linear. Like that's just a basic assumption about reality that's completely shattered in that moment.
It really emphasizes how much they're out of their depth.
For sure. And as if to drive the point home, another smaller energy wave appears. Like the universe is saying, hey, time doesn't work the way you think it does here.
Right, so the astral expanse wasn't just a location.
It's a moving target.
Exactly. It was a point in this fluid, shifting temporal landscape.
Mm.
And their arrival wasn't fixed. The energy wave basically acted like a catalyst for this huge temporal jump.
And the second wave, it reinforces just how unpredictable this region of space-time is.
It's a wild ride.
So understandably, their new priority is getting out of there fast. Alistair manages to reactivate the rift gate, and they escape. And I think that first encounter serves as a harsh lesson about the dangers of manipulating time and space on this scale.
No kidding. So where do they end up next?
Well, the rift spits them out into a galaxy that's the complete opposite of the astral expanse.
Another extreme.
Oh, yeah. The second galaxy is called the void space. And it's this realm of dead, burned-out stars and these vast, cold voids.
Like a cosmic graveyard.
Pretty much. It's like a dark mirror image of that vibrant first galaxy. And I think it shows just how diverse and strange the dimensional realm really is.
And yet, even in this emptiness, they encounter another anomaly that I think you'll find fascinating.
Let's hear it.
Ancient ships. Seemingly thousands of years old, but still functioning.
Wait, what? How's that even possible?
Well, this is a direct result of the weird temporal conditions within the void space. It's described as a galaxy caught in a temporal anomaly where time doesn't pass normally.
So time is broken there, too.
In a different way.
Mm.
Think of it like this. The normal flow of time is disrupted.
Wow.
So these ancient ships can remain operational. The civilizations in this galaxy, they've experienced millennia, but it might feel like a single moment to an outside observer.
So they're basically in temporal stasis.
Kind of. It's a mind-boggling concept.
It is. And in this void space, they run into remnants of this really advanced ancient civilization.
Right, with those shimmering, otherworldly ships.
Yeah, and then they make a truly amazing discovery.
What is it?
They find a data core inside a dead star.
A data core.
Yeah, and this thing is like a treasure trove of lost knowledge. But here's the catch.
There's always a catch.
It's fragmented, scattered across different points in time within the void space.
Because of those temporal anomalies.
Exactly. So to access and understand this knowledge, it's not just about technology. It's about figuring out how information can exist and be retrieved across distorted timelines.
It's like a cosmic jigsaw puzzle.
And this fragmented knowledge, it holds something incredibly important, a map to the third galaxy.
Wow.
But it's not a map you can just look at and understand. It's encoded in a way that requires navigating the dimensional rift itself to decipher.
So the map is like a journey in itself.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like the universe is setting them a challenge. And that challenge requires them to understand its own non-linear nature.
So to find the third galaxy,
Yeah.
they have to think like the rift.
Exactly. And that discovery gives their journey to the third galaxy a whole new sense of purpose. They have this crucial piece of the puzzle.
And where does this temporally encoded map lead them?
Well, into a galaxy that's the complete opposite of the void space.
Another drastic change of scenery.
This one is described as this place of incredible beauty and dynamism. They see glistening nebulae, spiraling black holes, stars being born and dying right before their eyes.
It sounds breathtaking.
Oh, it is. And here, they finally encounter the beings who seem to be behind all of this temporal weirdness.
Yeah.
The Chrono-Creators.
The puppet masters of time.
The Chrono-Creators, they exist outside of our normal understanding of time. Like, they're in every moment simultaneously.
So they're like the architects of the dimensional realm.
Yeah, or maybe the caretakers. And their existence explains why time is splintering and warping the way it is.
It's all starting to make sense.
Right, but their message, it's not exactly what the crew was hoping for.
Oh, what are these?
They basically tell them that humanity messing with time through the dimensional rift, it's having some serious consequences.
I knew it.
Every journey, every ripple in the timeline, it's causing the fabric of reality to unravel. And this third galaxy, this beautiful, dynamic place, it's dying because of them.
So their exploration is literally killing this galaxy.
Yeah, it's a harsh truth.
And it's a huge warning for us about the dangers of messing with something as fundamental as time. Even with good intentions, you can cause incredible damage.
Absolutely. And the fact that a whole galaxy is suffering, it shows just how high the stakes are.
It doesn't get much higher than that.
So faced with this devastating news, Alistair pleads with the Chrono-Creators for a solution.
What do they say? What can they do?
And the answer they get is mind-blowing.
I bet.
The Chrono-Creators tell them they have to go back to the beginning.
Back to the beginning.
To the moment the dimensional rift was first opened and somehow repair it.
To save everything.
To prevent the collapse of the entire multiverse. It's a huge responsibility.
It's almost too much to comprehend.
It is. And it really highlights the weight of their initial discovery. You know, cracking time travel, it seemed like this amazing thing.
And now it might destroy everything.
And so the crew is sent back, armed with this impossible task.
So it's not about exploration anymore.
No.
It's about fixing what they broke.
And maybe saving reality as we know it.
And potentially countless other realities as well.
So let's recap for you today. We've seen how humanity's ambition to conquer space travel led to this accidental discovery of time manipulation through the dimensional rift. But that discovery came with a price, this unforeseen and often chaotic warping of time.
Yeah, we saw how that played out in the ever-changing astral expanse.
And that time-locked void space, and then their encounter with the Chrono-Creators who dropped this bombshell. Humanity's actions are unraveling the timeline.
And now they have to go back and try to fix it.
The fate of the multiverse rests on their shoulders.
Do the pressure right.
So hopefully this deep dive has given you a clearer picture of this pivotal moment in history.
It's definitely a story that makes you think.
It does, because it wasn't just about charting new star systems. It was about confronting the very nature of time and realizing that even the best intentions can have devastating consequences when you're messing with the fundamental fabric of reality. Which leads us to a final thought for you to ponder. What does it really mean to live in a universe where time isn't linear?
Yeah, where the past, present, and future are all tangled up.
What happens when those boundaries start to blur? And what are the consequences of trying to manipulate something so fundamental? Even if you're doing it out of curiosity, what does it mean to be a pioneer when your first step could accidentally unravel existence itself?
It's a question we should all be asking ourselves, I think.
Absolutely. It's a question that goes way beyond the events of this one story. It makes you think about our place in the universe and the responsibility that comes with pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
And how even the smallest actions can have ripple effects we can't even imagine.
And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder the vastness of time and space.
Until next time.
Until next time.